Welcome to Stop the Badges Weekly Nightly News. I'm Porter Vaughn. This is Stop the Badges Weekly Nightly News, and today is Sunday, September 7th, 2014. It's been a crazy week. The police state continues to expand. Ferguson doesn't seem to have changed anything. There was a petition at one point which had over 900,000 signatures. They said over 500, but I think the in total was over 900,000 for Obama to demilitarize, police stations across the United States, and that has not happened. There's no sign that it's going to happen. He has, however, pushed back his decision to, take executive administrative action towards amnesty of the illegals, possibly partially due to the, huge rise in adolescent and teenage rape cases for American, kids in the South and Southeast that were raped by illegals. But aside from that, another thing going hand in hand with the immigration is our employment. And by them, the federal government, Obama's lackeys, they're coming out and saying now that our unemployment has dropped below 6%. I do want everybody to realize that that's only, the part of the workforce that's considered to be actively seeking work and still unemployed without a part-time position. There's still several people, as I explained in the cost of living change over the past 10 years video that I did, that they're living on part-time jobs, so they might even technically be employed, but they're still earning minimum wage, minimum hours, so they're not covered under Obamacare, and they can't even support themselves. And those are the ones that aren't on welfare because they have a job, so they don't qualify for unemployment, and they're trying to get by on their own. So not only do we have a huge influx of illegals, but we have 6% of our workforce unemployed. And then we have our other category, the portion of our population that's not considered to be among the workforce, which if we just count the over the age of 16 who are not considered to be part of the workforce, that's 92 million, a recent census shows. Now, 92 million of our 300 million plus population, that's almost a third of our country, which is not considered part of the workforce. Either because they're older or they're retired and they're living solely off Social Security income and Medicare, or not Medicare, Social Security, and using benefits like Medicare and Medicaid, or veterans benefits, or they're, teenagers who are unemployed, or everybody in between who has just stopped looking for work and is just solely living off welfare, unemployment, cash assistance, access, all of that good stuff, all the free socialistic programs our government's handing out, and they just continue to have kids, so they increase their benefits, and almost they're turning kids into a residual income. Parenting is a job, almost like foster parents, but for their own kids. They're just taking federal assistance to get by. And if you put that 6% with the near third of our country, we're almost at 40% unemployment of our own citizens. And now we have a massive influx of illegal immigrants into our nation. Still our open, unguarded borders, remain passable to anybody who wants to go down there. We've had several reporters go down there and just walk across the border. Just recently, a guy staged a beheading near El Paso, Texas, and then crossed the border, dressed as a terrorist, like in the full gown, and having an ISIS flag on a pole that he carried with him as well. So he had a fake head, dripping blood, he had an ISIS terrorist flag, and then he had a full gown with the headpiece and everything all done up. And just crossed the river, through the hills, right into America. And nobody stopped him, because our border is completely unguarded. Border Patrol was told to stand down months ago, and the fence is being torn down. There's no boundary between Mexico and America. There's no enforcement between Mexico and America. Of course, anybody can just mosey on by if they want to, and that's exactly what's happening. So much so, they're expecting it to happen, and they're setting us up for the next attack to take away our liberties. The border's open, everything's unguarded. They've raised the terror threat alert in Texas, and they've put the local base there on lockdown as well. So now we're just waiting for the attack so that they can say, oh look, now we have to, everybody that's driving, we have to stop and search them. We have to have the right to detain them if we suspect they're a terrorist. We have to be able to question them and violate their rights, whoever they are. Because look, there was an attack here in America, again. And the same thing's happening over in London. Prime Minister Cameron has just announced he wants to have the ability to take away people's passports if they're suspected of being a terrorist, and they're trying to use their passport for terrorist activity. All that takes is an accusation, suspected. They just have to make the accusation, and then they have to say that the proof is confidential, or like Obama loves to say, in situations where the chain of custody for the evidence was tainted, and it can't be presented legally, or was the information was gathered illegally. But it's exactly what they set us up for, so that they all only need suspicion, or to say that they have suspicion, to go ahead and take away whatever rights they want of yours. And that's what we're facing, with a 40% unemployment rate. No sign of improvement. Cities like Chicago and Detroit just completely just wiped to the floor. Just trash, rubble, plus 90% on welfare, some sort of cash assistance, some sort of federal assistance, some sort of food stamps, and this is not the socialistic paradise or utopia that everybody wants. This is just the standard of living. This is going to be absolute shit for everybody except the ruling elite. And, I've been saying this for a year now, over a year, actually about a year and 3 months, and in the last 15 months it's gotten tremendously more terrifying that we are steadily progressing towards that, so much so that now the average citizen, the average person who just watches TV or listens to the radio on the way to school, they know the NSA spies on them. They know metadata banks are set up. They know that drones are, killing American citizens overseas. Banks are taking citizens' money, that they're charging them for their investments. The police state's cracking down and being militarized and attacking its citizens. And given what we all have to take the step to change that now.